Matthew 1:18 through 25. This is how the birth of Jesus Christ came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph. Before they came together, she was found to be with child through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was a righteous man and did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he had considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord commanded him, and he took Mary home to be his wife. But he had no union with her until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus. There's a picture of our work. My exegetical idea is, while Joseph considers the news of Mary's pregnancy, an angel appears and convinces Joseph not to divorce Mary and to name the baby Jesus. My homiletical idea is the greatest miracle of all is not God sending his son to earth. While that's a tremendous miracle, it doesn't stop there, but he sent him to save sinners like you and me. Typically people, when they at Christmas time focus on Matthew 1, the virgin birth is a center point because of the miraculous circumstances surrounding Mary and her birth. The angel Gabriel coming to her and making the prophecy as we see it in Luke chapter 1, which is not in this text, Matthew. Matthew picks up with just Joseph's role here, but Luke gives a little more background into the birth. The virgin birth is right in the middle, but it's a subsidiary point in this text. The main point of this text comes at the very bottom there. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord commanded him, and he took Mary home as his wife, and he gave him the name Jesus. That's the focal point of the actual text, and I'll explain that briefly. We have at the very beginning the situation, which is Mary's found to be with child through the Holy Spirit. We know through the Holy Spirit because of Luke's text, and we know it in hindsight as well. But Joseph at this point doesn't know. All he knows is that Mary, his bride-to-be, is pregnant. And so that not only surprises him, but he's not sure what to do. So he just, because he's a gracious guy, he's a godly man, he decides to spare her the public disgrace and divorce her quietly. So that's the situation. She's found to be pregnant. He doesn't know what to do. So the right thing to do, because he's a righteous man, he knows the law, he's going to divorce her quietly. But that would go against God's plan, because unbeknownst to him, God has sent the angel Gabriel to appear to her that she's going to give birth to the baby Jesus, who's going to be a fulfillment of Isaiah 7:14, that he is Emmanuel, God with us. Joseph doesn't know that, but Mary does. So the angel intervenes to reveal to him that he should not to be afraid to take Mary home as his wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. So there is the point or the centrality of the virgin birth, he's not supposed to divorce her, because what she is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. But the text doesn't stop there, and that's the point. She's going to give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. And here comes the fulfillment, or actually that is the fulfillment of the prophecies. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with a child and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel. So we have this command of the angel telling Joseph what he's supposed to do, and he does it. There at the end, when Joseph woke up from the dream, verse 24 and 25, he did what the angel of the Lord commanded him, so that's a fulfillment, and he gave him the name Jesus. What the text doesn't say here, and that what we can deduce, is that, up above it says, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, son of David, which is a key for us, that Joseph is to marry Mary so that by adoption Jesus would have the lineage which would go all the way back to David. The lineage comes through Joseph, not Mary. And without Joseph being the father, Jesus would be an illegitimate son in the eyes of the world. That's why it says the Jews say to Jesus in John 8:41, we're not born of fornication, making the point that many viewed that Jesus was fatherless. He was born out of wedlock, so to speak, and we know that is why Joseph adopted him, so that the lineage would come through Joseph. And just as Jesus was adopted and receives all the rights and privileges and the lineage of Joseph, so are we who are born sinners, adopted, and made rightful heirs as children of God through faith in Jesus Christ. So all those rights and privileges as the Son of God are given to us who are so undeserving. So while this situation is very important, that is the virgin birth and the circumstances surrounding Mary are very important. The greatest miracle of all is that God would send his son into this world, born of a virgin, take on flesh, live a perfect life, and then die and offer himself up as a perfect sacrifice for us. Descend into the grave and rise again, that we too can have newness of life.